Hello and you're welcome to the Big Tech Show with me, Adrian Weckler, the tech editor of the Irish and Sunday Independent. This week we're going to talk about Facebook's new smart glasses called Ray-Ban Stories.
We've believed for a long time that glasses are going to be an important part of building the next computing platform and unlocking a whole new set of experiences for people. So I'm excited that today we finally get to share what we've been working on with EssilorLuxottica. And we thought, if we're going to build best-in-class glasses, a great place to start is with the iconic Ray-Ban frames that people already love.
Is Mark Zuckerberg right? Are these tech glasses the future?
The Ray-Ban Stories are the best looking smart glasses that I've ever seen, and people might have privacy concerns about them, but they allow you to live in the moment and capture remarkable impromptu moments.
But there are other things to talk about with these glasses too. For example, what about privacy? Will people get freaked out if you start secretly recording or photographing them without them knowing? Well, to discuss all this, I'm joined by technology journalist Andy O'Donoghue. Now, Andy, I have Facebook glasses on me right now, and as you can see, it's two front-facing cameras, several microphones, several speakers, but they don't really look like the smart glasses we've seen before, do they?
They look nothing like the smart glasses we've seen before, thankfully. So Snap glasses look like they were designed by a child who was having a really bad day at arts and craft. Google Glass looked like it was designed by a nerd without a whole lot of imagination, though. And I think have Facebook been very clever by going to Ray-Ban and getting the, I mean, I think that's the Wayfarer one that you're wearing. They have
it is.
Meteor. Yeah, they have the Meteor and the Round as well. And so for Ray-Ban aficionados, fantastic. But for people who just like a good looking pair of sunglasses, well, there's a lot to like, I think.
Well, here's a question. Are they embarrassed to call them Facebook glasses? I think they call them Ray-Ban Stories. Are they embarrassed to call them Facebook glasses?
That's really interesting. And, you know, I think the psychology and sort of the method that Facebook have used to develop them, I think is really interesting because, so Snap developed their own glasses and Google developed their own glasses. Facebook haven't. So they've gone to Ray-Ban. And so what does that tell you about it? I think, Adrian, it's probably a very clever mitigation of the potential failure of these glasses. Because if they failed and they were Facebook glasses, even if they looked as good, and I mean, your glasses look great.
Thank you, Andy.
And, you know, they're also, you know, I think they're also useful. They've got the blue light filter lens. You know, the little cameras, yeah, you can see them, but that's not a bad thing. You know.
Okay, I'm gonna run a little test. As you know, Facebook glasses, I'm gonna call them Facebook glasses, record clips, 30-second video clips. And I am starting to record a video clip now. I've just pushed the button. I heard the little beep go off. Can you see the light on the front of my glasses, which should tell you that they're recording video?
I can. It's very noticeable.
You can?
Yeah.
You are literally the first person in weeks I've had with these glasses who is able to tell me that they can see the light. Yes.
Wow. I wonder, is that maybe it's because of the lighting, maybe outdoor it wouldn't be as obvious, but yeah, I can see the little white LED is lit up and it's just on your right, just on your finger there.
You're correct. Yeah. So you genuinely can't see that. Now, here's a question I have about this, because let's be honest here. There's a creep factor with these glasses. This is the big thing that I've detected with them. There are other things to recommend these glasses. They've got decent speakers. You can use them as a hands-free phone call kit, for example. There may be other creator type purposes, and I might ask you about those in a few minutes. But when you are recording, you're just out and about or you're among friends, don't you think it would have been a slightly more transparent thing to do to have, say, a red light or a red flashing light?
Well, it's a good point, Adrian, and I suspect the decision wasn't taken lightly, although I must add that I think the white light is more aesthetically pleasing. They have their own privacy policy, I've noticed, particularly for the glasses, which is essentially don't do silly stuff or unsavory stuff with them. Also, interestingly, covering up that LED is a violation of the Facebook terms. Now, I'm not sure that Facebook probably haven't constructed a mechanism whereby there's a sensor that detects if you cover up the LED and it would disable video, but that would be a nice upgrade if people were concerned about privacy. But I don't think, I mean, Adrian, the division of Facebook that these came out of, the Reality Labs and Andrew Bosworth. Like they've worked so hard over the last couple of years. I'll be honest, I really like the idea. I like the glasses.
Okay, let's go there. What do you like about the idea of these glasses?
I like, first of all, all of us have been tortured, and we've done it ourselves, but we've been tortured by people at family dues or concerts or events or museums or whatever, pulling out their smartphone and holding up their hand, getting in the way, retaking photos, causing a fuss, and actually creating a staged scene. And I think you as a photographer are probably more aware of those sort of situations.
Oh, I'm usually the person annoying people. Yeah, I am the irritant you were talking about.
But like Boz said, I was listening to him at the Atlantic Festival, and he made a comment about capturing memories in the moment, and that's what I like about them. I think for that, I think they're fantastic.
So what you mean is, for example, you're standing, say, in a crowd, or maybe it's a concert, and instead of everybody holding their phone up to photograph or video, they can do it slightly more discreetly by just touching their glasses.
I think that's certainly one use case. I like to think of the idea that you can say something like, "Hey, Gran, happy birthday," without a forced reaction. I think the human moments and the really intimate family moments are probably the most interesting part of this.
Well, I have found one benefit. Actually, I found two, but what we're talking about is video and photographs. And in that vein, there is one benefit, and that is when I do want to photograph something casually in the moment, I can actually look at it at the same time as I'm photographing. So the big problem with using your phone, you see this sometimes with people photographing celebrities. The celebrity walks by, they have 3 or 4 seconds to physically see this celebrity that they've adored all their life. And you know what they spend that 3 or 4 seconds doing? Looking at their phone. They're looking at their phone, taking a video of the celebrity.
That's exactly the thing. I remember seeing an interview, a couple of people being interviewed at outside a concert, and all of them had their phones out. Literally, while they're being interviewed, they're taking photos. There was one girl who didn't. I think she was Portuguese or Spanish. And the reporter who was interviewing her asked her about it. They said, "Oh, why aren't you photoing?" She says, "Oh, but I want to enjoy the moment." And I think something like Facebook glasses give you the ability. Okay, sorry. Ray-Ban stories give you the ability to enjoy the moment and capture it. And also, I got to say, technically, I think it's a really nice achievement. It's so much better than Snap. I think, what is it? I don't know how you're getting on, but I presume it's around 500 photos and 30 video clips. So it's pretty good storage.
Yeah, it's not bad, and it transfer to your phone pretty much instantaneously when you open the app on your phone, and then you can do with them whatever you want. It doesn't have to go onto Facebook or Instagram. I do have to say, you are the most upbeat or positive person I've spoken to about these. 9 out of 10 people who I either show these to or talk to about is pretty down on the idea, and they're pretty cognizant of the creep factor.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So Facebook have had a hard time about privacy over the last couple of years.
Oh no, really?
Big tech generally, but Facebook have had a tough time. And if you're worried about Facebook privacy, there is nothing that I can say that will convince anybody who comes from that perspective. But I really do like the idea. I think it's a real innovation. Like the stuff that Facebook have invested in, and like Facebook invest in tech that isn't quite possible yet. And I think what they've done with the glasses is they're investing in something that's going to be a mature idea in maybe 5 years' time. That's why I'm excited, Adrian. I think, would I buy a pair? I might. I can certainly buy cheaper sunglasses. Do I like the gadget factor? I love it. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned what Facebook plan for in the future. And one of the things you might say about glasses like these is that they are helping Facebook to set up what it calls the Metaverse. And this is the idea that we are going to live in a augmented reality future or virtual reality future. Have you looked at the Metaverse? Are you excited by the idea of it?
I am. Yeah. I am.
Why I'm not surprised that you say that.
It's my eternal optimism about tech. I mean, it continues to disappoint me frequently. However, I remain optimistic. I think, I mean, okay, this is, okay, Oculus aside, right? And new Oculus headset, really like that. But I really like Facebook's kind of maneuvering here as, the glasses as kind of their first dip into maybe a dedicated metaverse device. And I am excited by it. I'm not excited by a Facebook metaverse, but I'm excited by the Facebook universe meeting, the Apple universe, and maybe, and look, I don't know how interoperability is going to work. Everybody's working on it, but maybe it'll be the the World Wide Web Consortium who actually have a mechanism. But I'm really excited by it, Adrian. Yeah, and I think in 5 years' time, there is no doubt that your Stories glasses will have augmented elements from your virtual world as you look through the lenses.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised when Facebook announced this product that there was no screen review function on them. I thought that was kind of the point to these glasses. Just on the metaverse, I think just to dial it back a little bit, maybe for some listeners who are not totally familiar with what the metaverse is, it seems to depend heavily on wearing either augmented reality glasses or virtual reality glasses. We know, for example, that Facebook has already put out a workplace rooms product to allow workers from businesses to meet in virtual rooms, and they can, see hand signals and all of that sort of stuff. We also know that maybe in future Fortnite, you might be able to buy or sell your skins in the metaverse with cryptocurrency or blockchain, maybe go to a concert. I suppose the only thing that holds me back from being bullish about it is the idea that you have to be somewhat stationary at the moment with a virtual reality headset. Like, you can sit at home on your couch for 2 hours with a virtual reality headset, but you can't walk around with one.
You can't. It's a fair point. Although you are wearing something that may be your entrance or certainly give you accessibility to the metaverse. I don't think, though, that we'll be restricted by headgear in the future. I think that the metaverse will evolve in such a blended way. I would expect that we will start like this with glasses like you're wearing. I expect, hopefully soon I'll be able to, I'll do my first Oculus wearing work meeting with people with those hand gestures. But I do think that, we're likely to see responsive glass in cars, in shop windows, using the NFC or the device in my pocket will tell the shop that I'm outside, and some elements from my virtual world may be projected into the glass in the store. Sounds very Minority Report, but all of the tech is there. We just need engineering, and it is probably the biggest challenge, and acceptance. Because you mentioned, buying your skins, but let's say, and we know, say with the evolution of NFTs and, virtual goods, everything from Farmville on, if people remember back. But what if I buy a really cool outfit in the metaverse where I live, and I need to travel over to the Apple metaverse, which is probably a bit more staid than the Facebook metaverse.
It'll also cost you about €1,000, but go on.
Well, subscription. And if you buy items or goods in one metaverse, can you use them in a different metaverse? So all of that, I mean, that's it's complex engineering to be done. But I do think that we won't be limited by headgear. I think that our environment will provide access to the metaverse as we travel every day.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to this happening in general. So you said that you are keen on these glasses. Would you buy a pair? Right now, you can get a regular pair of Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses for, I think it's $219, and I think the Facebook video camera, speakers, and microphone version is $319. Is that fair value?
Yeah, I think I think you're right. I mean, for the sake of less than 100 or just under €100 extra, it sounds like a nice feature. I mean, if you take a lot of photos and you share a lot of photos, if you're in a group, and don't forget, I mean, I know the applicability or the usefulness for us as consumers. It's about fun. It's about fun and creating memories or saving memories. But, Google Glass reinvented themselves as a commercial product. So, our Facebook thinking about revenue from the glasses you're wearing, guys going out doing inspections, utility inspections, using glasses to read the gas meter or the electricity meter, no typing required, just there for verification. Things like that, pothole reporting. I don't know. There's lots of things. So I really hope they work for Facebook.
I think when they get processors to be small and powerful enough, I think there could be something in the visual identification of things as you're walking along. Some of the UK use cases you mentioned there. Funnily enough, with Google Glasses and a little bit like Microsoft's HoloLens as well, which we haven't mentioned, I tried both of those. Both of those companies are extremely cagey about having released them, and they kind of were never that confident in them. I remember being one of the first journalists to test Google's glasses, but it was all supervised. They wouldn't let you take a photo of it except at a certain angle because they were afraid that it would be an unflattering comparison. And Microsoft has gone off, as you suggest, in much more of an industrial vertigo. One of the big sort of drawbacks from a PR point of view to most of these glasses is the fact that unfortunately it's people like you and me who end up getting most excited about them. And I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but middle-aged men, and that's absolute death to your brand. Like the very fact that I'm wearing these now visually would probably kill about 28% at least of the market, because I'm the wrong age, wrong type of person. So is there a sense here that this might be tech for oldies?
Yeah, well, I suppose, listen, Adrian, it's a great point, but when you look at it though, I mean, Facebook encountered the same challenge, kids using Facebook initially, and the next thing their parents and grandparents are on it, oh, geez, we better find a new platform, and
which
that
they
kind
did.
Yeah, they did.
TikTok has just hit 1 billion users.
It has, and in my day job, I recently got an email from TikTok with their pitch for advertisers, and I was looking at it, I thought, wow, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. Like, they've so grown up in the last 12 months. It's incredible. On the middle-aged men point, I think it's a great point, but also I think, makers of products like this can't forget that the demographic, the people who spend money on tech, may be a little bit older. And
I know, but by the time older men are spending, it's kind of boring cliche tech. We turn into Alan Partridge. I mean, let's be honest. When you ask a middle-aged man, what is the tech they like, they start going on about like 2.4 liter injected turbo, something big enough to put the golf clubs in. Like and don't get me wrong, I am in that demographic. But as I listen to my own peers talking about it, I kind of shudder a little bit. Like, we are really not cool at all.
It's a fair point.
Come on, defend yourself, Andy. I'm saying we're crap. Come on, speak up for us.
I can't. I can only quote Disney and The Circle of Life there. So, I mean, listen, that's a fact. But consumers, would my friends buy them? Probably not. Would my nieces and nephews buy them? I think they might, or their parents might buy them. I mean, did you try the Snap glasses?
I did, and your point is well taken about them being cartoonish. The one saving grace that Snap glasses, or spectacles, I think they call them, the one saving grace they have from a privacy point of view is that the cameras on board are cartoonishly big in the corners, and although they look ridiculous, there's no secret to wearing them. You're not hiding the fact that you could photograph or video people, and they try to build that as being part of their charm and part of the whole purpose of the glasses. I do think with the Wayfair, the ones I'm wearing right now, the Facebook glasses, it's just, it's almost like they don't want to own the fact that these are video recording devices. It's like not calling it Facebook glasses. They're calling them Ray-Ban stories. They're sort of slightly ashamed of the fact that they're Facebook glasses with cameras on the one hand, but then on the other hand, they want to be associated with them.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned there the video recording element of it. There's a thing. I mean, middle-aged men will remember Mission Impossible well. You know, I mean, it's the kind of stuff.
I'm presuming you don't mean the first Tom Cruise movie. I think presuming you mean the 60s.
I mean the TV
Not
show.
Not that old, Andy.
Yeah. I saw the reruns, and but you know, it's that kind of stuff, and it's very, you know, it's very appealing to gadget lovers. But you know, are they fashionable? They are. You know, listen? I like them. I've told.
Do I look more intelligent with these glasses on?
Impossible. No, impossible. No. I mean, they just keep you at the level. You know.
Do I look dumber then?
No, you look great. I've told you that.
Okay. No, I'm just checking because I just want. I mean, I'm checking the other aesthetic or sartorial effects of the glasses, because that's why you buy sunglasses or regular glasses. I'm curious.
They seem very transparent. Like there's not much sun blocking going on there. Is that your
not
lens
in these
or something?
ones? So the ones that I have clear lenses. Okay. You can get them with, I think, 4 or 5 different types of lenses. You can put your own prescription lenses as well. So back to the middle-aged men angle. You can put your own prescriptive lenses in. You know, if you want to sit by the fire in your slippers and read a little bit of Jeremy Clarkson.
Tell me, did you try audio glasses before you tried?
Oh yeah, I do. I have a couple of pairs of audio glasses. So here's how they line up, in my opinion. Maybe you've had a different experience in terms of audio glasses. 1 to 3 in terms of effectiveness. Number 1, Huawei Eyewear 2. Right, they are the best audio glasses you can get. So they're sunglasses. They're they the use
Gentle Monster ones, or
that's right, the Gentle Monster ones. Absolutely correct. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Second, actually, are these Facebook glasses, these Ray-Ban Stories. So these have very, very good speakers in them. They're very good for listening to a podcast or the radio as you're walking down the street. Very effective. They're not too much audio leakage. And then number 3 that I have tested is a brand called Fauna. And they make shades and sunglasses, and they're pretty good, but they're not as good as these two.
I got I got a pair of Fauna, and I got my lenses put into them for my reading glasses, and I really like the Fauna. I think you're right about the Huawei's and the quality of them, but it's interesting, isn't it, that the audio seems far more acceptable. You know, so we're willing to use them for phone calls, a bit of music, you know, casual music, listening as you walk and try to avoid being run over. People are exercised about the video.
Yeah, I suppose there is a point to that. 5 or 6 years ago, if you had said that it would be socially acceptable to walk down the street with seemingly invisible buds in your ear, talking out loud in a fairly personal conversation with a close friend, that would have been seen as being very, very gauche and a bit cringeworthy. Now everybody does it. So maybe it's just a matter of timing before glasses that film become the norm. I still think that in the climate we're in, I think it's going to be a long haul rather than a short haul for that. But nevertheless, you might be right in the long term. Listen, Andy, we're going to have to leave it there. So my thanks to you, Andy O'Donoghue, for coming on the podcast with me today to talk about this. And we are here the same time every week, folks, every Friday morning. So thanks a million for listening. From me, Adrian Weckler, the tech editor of the Irish and Sunday Independent. Bye-bye.